So I've tried this YouTube thing before, but this time it's with different intentions. So I'm gonna leave some of the old videos up. But anyone who does know me in real life and you're watching this thinking, why is he making YouTube videos at the ripe old age of 25? There's a couple of reasons, but the main ones being, I think I'd really like to be a podcaster, which is so cliche because the last year all people have done is made new podcasts. They've been horrific. And maybe I'll be one of those guys. But I really do listen to podcasts all day, every day. I'm listening to Chris Williamson, Modern Wisdom, Alex Hormozy's podcast, Andrew Huberman, Joe Rogan, Jordan Peterson, and I work from home a lot of the time, so I'm able to listen to them while I work, which gives me plenty of time to listen to podcasts. And I just find them so intriguing. But I think for me, I've got a really cushy job, I'm not gonna lie, decent pay. I am very good at it. Big-headed, but like I'm competent at it. I'm not struggling on a day-to-day. And I do find some fulfillment from that job, but I think if I was to, it's not my dream job, definitely, definitely not. And I was just thinking, what would my dream job be right now? And I think it would be literally being Chris Williamson, Joe Rogan, where they're not the people who are actually, they obviously do provide so much value in how they podcast, but they just get in a room with someone interesting, have interesting talks, conversations, and to me that's just so mentally stimulating. I just listen to it, but if I was actually in the room asking the questions, it would be even more stimulating and fulfilling, because I'd be able to ask the questions that I truly have. So that's the main reason. It's a little bit of a manifestation into that. The second reason, I definitely just want to improve my speaking, presenting skills, because they are pretty horrific. In school and college, I was always a kid that just did not want to do a presentation. There's a couple of times where you get forced to, and I did it, but it was never anything decent. So I just want to get better at that, because there's times in my current job as well where I have the opportunity to do that, and I feel like making the most of that and being able to speak in front of groups of people is obviously a massive skill, especially in the business world. And I think I just want to improve that skill. What better way than speaking to a camera over and over again? As Alex Hormozy says, you just got to do the work. So a lot of these videos could get next to no views, but that's the way it is. And for me, as long as I'm improving a skill, I'll be happy enough with putting the input in, despite the views, subscribers, whatever. So yeah, those are kind of the main two reasons. And to be honest, I'm not gonna share this video went live. I'm just gonna pop it on my YouTube. It can be like a place marker. I'll come back to it and I'll be able to say, right, that was the real start of this. And if the journey gets big enough, then they'll be able to see this beginning point as well, which I think will be eye-opening to a lot of people, because a lot of people just don't make the first jump because they're so scared. And I'm definitely not averse to risks. I'm an accountant, so I'm actually quite mostly risk averse, but I think my friends and family would say that I do tend to take more risks than the average person. And I think that you definitely should at a ripe old age. I'm only 25 right now, so got plenty of life to live, and when you play it out, what's the worst that's going to happen is, I don't know, someone takes the mick out of this, fair play. It's not going to offend me because I'm doing it for myself, not for external validation or anything like that. But yeah, a couple of manifestations. I'd love to go on be interesting enough. This is the manifestation. Be interesting enough to go on Chris Williamson's podcast. I think I'd love to be in their kind of friendship group, which is also a bit to say out loud. But when I see him, George Mack, Alex Hormozy and stuff having deep conversations on and off camera, obviously I don't see it off camera, but I know that the conversations are happening because of how he speaks in the podcast. I would just love to be having those kind of conversations in my own personal life as well. Because yeah, like I say, I consume so much podcast self-improvement content on YouTube. I read so many books that are non-fiction, self-improvement. So it really is kind of my I have a big lust for self-improvement, or it is really intriguing to me. And I know it isn't for everybody, but that is what makes us human. We all have different things that make us tick. So yeah, this is step one of trying to achieve that. I think that's all I wanted to say in this video. What other videos that I'm gonna make, I'm not entirely sure yet. Sometimes most of the times it'll probably be just me chatting. We'll see how that goes. There might be opportunities where I want to speak to someone who, where we could have interesting debates. But we'll take it from there. There's no pressure on it. I just want to do this to improve myself, so that's the most important part. But yeah, stick around for the journey if you don't know me. If you do know me, show some love. I'd appreciate it. And that's all for this one. Thank you. Goodbye.